talk about the clothes. I mean, people always say that the fashion is a big character, and I embrace it and I love it. I always think it's like birds, you know, with wearing plumage, and it's vibrant because their emotions are vibrant.
The Birkin bag? Really? That's not even your style.
Oh, honey, it's not so much the style as what carrying it means.
It means you're around $4,000.
Exactly. When I'm tooling around town with that bag, I'll know I've made it.
Somehow, the fashion made the show seem almost timeless because it really did feel like Pat Field had some vision that was not defined by any era, that was her own. And when you watch it now, it's just as beautiful and kooky as it was then, and I think it always will be.
Interesting dress.
Meaning?
Interesting dress.
What I remember is that second season, the first episode of the second season, where Pat decided about those big haunted flowers. I said, Michael, I don't feel good about this at all. This is weird. We're making fun. This isn't good. Whoops. And then, of course, they were right.
Well, you've got to learn.
Yeah.
And what we learned is we learned from each other.
You have to trust. You have to trust.
You trust. The only fashion story about me as a writer in fashion that I want to tell is when we were doing the finale, and there was a scene written where Carrie gets stood up. Petrovsky doesn't come home, and she's in the hotel room. Pat calls me down to her office, says, "Come on down." So I go down to her office. She's the only one there, oddly. No one is there. And in the middle of the dressing room, they had this big, like, you know, those round things department store shoes. Used to sit on them to try shoes, like in old department stores. And in the middle of it was this big Versace couture gown, standing straight up. She goes, "This just came from Paris. It wants to be in the show." And I said, "What?" She said, "This just came from Paris. It wants to be in the show." And I was like, how's that going to be in the show? She's not going anywhere where that dress is. I'm just saying.
It's
couture, it's here. And I walked out and I thought, that's insane. How'd she even get it there? How'd she pack it? But then I thought, it wants to be in the show. And that was the lesson where I realized no one asked how she got it there or why it was there, because it was the right design choice for that crazy moment where she slept on the bed, and then we wrote millefeuille around the layers. So sometimes the fashion did lead the writing, and sometimes the writing led the fashion.
Mom, you look...
Why, thank you. So,